Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. Clarkey will hop on here with us to chat about a bunch of stuff, including the Yankees and the Blue Jays with a big series coming up this weekend. Our friend Mike Damergis from the Bronx is Burning will join us. We'll talk a little bit about our golf picks for the RBC Canadian Open. Great opening round today. Lots of Canadian content on the leaderboard. And we'll talk a lot about the coaching carousel in the NHL. But before we do that, I wanted to bring on a very special guest, a good friend of mine, defenseman with the Guelph Storm, who are hosting the 2027 Memorial Cup. But more importantly, we're here to talk about this young man's new initiative. It's called Spada Strong. My buddy Grant Spada. Grant, how you doing, brother?
Good. Thank you. That's quite an introduction there. That's good. I'm going to the Yankees game actually this week, so I'm excited.
Okay, so you got to get some good support out there. I want you to get down there because you're a big guy. You got lots of power. I want you to get down there and talk Vladdy through some home run stuff here. Like, we got to get this guy cooking.
I'm not a big baseball fan, but we got the ticket, so I'm excited. I'm excited to go.
Absolutely, man. You'll be loud and proud down there. The Jays, they got to get it going here. But dude, I'm really excited to have you on because you've launched an awesome new initiative, Spada Strong. It's going to benefit children dealing and their families dealing with pediatric cancer. And it's really awesome, man. Like, first of all, congratulations. And I commend you for doing something like this. Second of all, I want to know how this kind of came about. Walk me through the origins of Spada Strong.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. This right there, that's my mom
Yep.
on the screen. And I thought of it about last year. I was talking with Lisa, and we kind of were just bouncing ideas back and forth. And I thought, like, to do something good for the community. I want to do for kids though, specifically because I know, like, with my mom, like, it was expensive, and I know, like, the kids don't get the same opportunity like I get, and that's my biggest thing. I want to give back for sure, and hopefully brighten up some days, like meet some kids and help them out. Maybe they're into hockey and I can inspire them. I just anything to keep going. And right now it's doing really well, and I'm excited. I hope it's going to keep going like this, and I'm sure it will. Lisa has lots of plans ahead, and she's absolutely awesome. All thanks to her.
Yeah, Lisa Delamattia, who does great work with the Guelph Storm front office and helps us out a lot. She set this interview up for us, and we always really appreciate Lisa and the work she does. I'm curious, obviously, like you mentioned, that's your mom and you, Allison, right there. Obviously, a really huge inspiration for you, beat cancer and was, a huge part of obviously your hockey journey. And I'm curious, what that kind of did, experiencing that as a young kid and seeing somebody go through cancer. It's something that touches all of our families. How difficult was that to be able to kind of navigate that as a family?
Yeah, I mean, my mom's my hero. I say it all the time. She had 4 brain surgeries, so she's 8 years stable now, and she had radiation, and ever since then she's been clean. So like, it was tough as a young kid. We were in Pittsburgh, we were in the States doing her treatment, and I remember just, like, it was long days, but I was young. I was just trying to get through school still. I was starting hockey, and like, my mom always was there for me. Like, she never missed anything. So, as well as my sister, like, she never missed my sister's, like, first race. No matter what, she was always there. So, my mom's definitely my hero, and she's incredible human.
Well, I think that a lot of people around Storm Nation and around the OHL are probably going to be saying that maybe you're their hero with this initiative, man. I mean, it's one thing to be a young guy and have a promising hockey career. You're obviously a Tampa Bay Lightning prospect. You've been to camp. Like, you got a real bright future ahead of you. It's one thing to manage all of that, and then on top of school and all that stuff going on during your OHL career, it's another thing to start an initiative like this and take on that work too, for obviously a really great cause. I think that it says a lot about your character, and I'm sure your mom is extremely proud of this. How did you kind of settle on, because the fundraising, all the funds, and you can start donating right now, by the way, all the information's available on the Guelph Storm website. It's going to benefit McMaster Hospital in Hamilton, a great great facility that does leading edge stuff in terms of dealing with pediatric cancer. How did you kind of settle on that's where you wanted the funds to go?
So, Lisa and I would just bounce ideas back and forth. I made it pretty clear that I would like to do children specifically. I just want to go in and meet children and hopefully inspire them. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's stressful. This is like what I'd want to do. Like I'm very excited, and I think if anything it might help the pressure a bit. And just to like meet some kids and just crack jokes, laugh with them, and hopefully make their day brighter. So that's great. And McMaster Hospital is unbelievable. Like I went there last weekend, and I got to meet certain people involved with this, and they were absolutely incredible. They were pumped. It was nice to see that, and like how open they were to like me and Lisa and I.
That's great, man. And like I said, I commend you for doing this, and you're continuing on, like a long established, well established tradition of Storm players starting initiatives. Obviously, guys like Garrett McFadden with McFadden's Movement, Danny Zhilkin with Zhilkin's Vision, and now you're doing this. And on top of fundraising, you're also going to be doing a special thing for all the home games called Spada's Star of the Game, where you're going to invite a young fan out who's going through challenges with cancer and their family as well. Tell me how that kind of, became part of the thing, because that's really, really special, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Lisa said it to me right before we were announcing it, and she had a good idea, and I agree 100%. I mean, it'll be fun. I'm excited to meet the kids after. Hopefully, bring a couple of the guys down and like meet them, get to play a little activity or whatever, and just just help the kid out, be friends with them. That's what we want to do. Like just I'm pumped. I honestly this is going to be a great season, and it's going to be a great thing that I have going here too. And I know the guys are going to be really going with me with this. Like I sent out to the chat yesterday. I'm like, hey, can anyone come? Just, I know it's summer. Like, I don't know if you can't, no worries. And I had like 10 guys text back wanting to come. We actually had too many people. So it's awesome that the Guelph Storm group's unbelievable. Like we're a tight bunch, and we're definitely gonna do a great job this year.
Absolutely, buddy. Yeah. Well, again, I commend you for doing this. It's incredible stuff. And, it's going to be interesting, some of these meetings with the kids after, because you're not a guy that's afraid to drop the gloves. You might like be walking out there with some ice bags on, the whole deal.
Yeah, I know. You're right about that. I haven't thought about that yet. I'll tackle that when it comes.
The trading staff will patch you up. You'll be fine, man. You'll look like $1 million bucks.
Usually kids like that stuff, so it'll be all right. It'll maybe make their night even better.
That's awesome, brother. Well, you're going to be impacting a lot of lives with this. I can't commend you enough for this. This is so awesome, dude. Spada Strong. You can donate right now. Go on the Guelph Storm website. And before I let you go, buddy, you mentioned it, big year here. The Storm are hosting the Memorial Cup, and boy, your general manager's been busy. You guys have added some huge names. Vladimir Drevechki, but the Bardovich kid that's going to come over from Czechia. You guys added Owen Griffin, Ethan Zada. Like, you guys have added some serious firepower here. I'm sure you and the group are so pumped.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and you know what? Like the guys we added, so like texting them, they've been great. I know Zada from before with Tampa, and he came right out to the Movement with me the first day he got traded. So like
that's awesome, man.
That's the guys we're bringing in. So we're excited, and it's gonna be great.
That's awesome stuff, brother. Well, I appreciate you doing this during your summer downtime. Congratulations on launching Spada Strong. We're going to be blasting it all over the place. Can't wait to get back in the booth so Mark and I can talk about it a ton, brother. I really, really think this is a great thing you're doing. Thanks so much for doing it, Grant.
Oh, thank you. This is awesome. Even spreading the word like this is great. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, buddy. You know, we're always here. The media guys, we got your back too. It's not just your teammates. We got your back too, buddy.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
We're all part of Storm Nation, buddy. Grant, thanks so much for doing this, man. Enjoy the rest of your summer. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. There's Grant Spada. I call him the ace of spades of the Guelph Storm. And look at that. We got to come up
buddy.
For Clarkey. Here he is. There's Chris Clark. How's it going?
Had to work late. Sorry, just got home, but we're ready to roll here.
Yeah. You caught the tail end of it. We filled time just fine with the ace of spades, Grant Spada himself. I'm very excited for the work he's doing with Spada Strong, raising money for pediatric cancer. It's just the best. He's an awesome dude. People are probably wondering what's up with the jock straps hat here. I got the Guelph. Okay, so this is the Royal City jock straps. Remember last year the Storm did a rebrand because I don't know if people know this, that the jock strap was invented in Guelph. Okay, it's part of the Royal City history. So there you go. We got the peanut on there. We got the jock strap.
We should all thank them.
You're a goaltender. You should be extra thankful for the jock strap. And I want to give a quick shout out to my friends Matt Newby and everybody in the front office at the Guelph Storm. They have received, now obviously the OHL draft has gone back to an in-person draft for the first time since 2000. It's happening probably right as you're watching this show. We're recording this on Thursday, June 11th. Round 1 is on Friday. And before that, the OHL handed out their annual business awards, and the Storm won the OHL Game Night Theme Award for their Royal City Jockstraps rebrand weekend, which is just awesome stuff. And I get to see it up close. I see all the work that these guys put in with the Storm. It's amazing stuff. Congratulations, Matt, and everybody with Guelph for that incredible award from the league. Not every day you get recognized by the league, all right? So that's good stuff. Speaking of being recognized and paying attention to leagues, and there's a big thing going down. We talked about it with our buddy Grant Spada. He's going to Yankees Blue Jays this weekend. Spada's going to be in there. I said they should get him out there to at least run the bases and run somebody over. He's a big boy. But the Yankees are in town. And when we talk about the Yankees, when we talk about baseball in general, we like to reach out to our buddy, Mike Damergis of the Bronx is Burning, giant Yankees. And there he is, Mike Damergis at madsports.com. How you doing, brother?
What's going on? A little craziness in New York since
were you out partying last night? Were you one of those? Were you whipping the eggs or no?
Yeah. Come on now. Maybe 30 years ago I might have been, but I'm mature now.
Let's start there. I know we put the baseball back.
Okay, we can hop over to the Knicks.
About the
Let's talk about the Knicks.
Yeah. How do you like this Knickerbocker team there, buddy?
Well, Clarkey, you know me. You know I'm a baseball football guy. The Knicks have been bad for 25 years, and I never was a Knicks fan growing up. But I'll say this much: the Knicks have. I was thinking about this today because I know we were doing the show. The Knicks are kind of like the Leafs in the sense that they have a fan base. They underachieve for decades. It's been 1973. I don't remember it, so I was just a young toddler back then. And it's like having 20 million fans all of a sudden swell up the stadium, take over the airwaves, and bring excitement. I mean, watch parties. I don't remember. The only time I remember watch parties, I don't remember for the Jets, Giants, Yankees, or Mets. I remember for soccer stuff, but having watch parties that are out of control. And it's, there's only one basketball team really in New York, and you can't count the Brooklyn Nets. The city's always divided between Jets, Giants, Yankees, Mets. The Knicks own the town, and it's excitement. And the Knicks don't get a lot of play on sports radio because they haven't been good for 25 years. But boy, things have changed. Not only are they the lead story on sports radio, but on the news stations as well at 4, 5, and 6. So it's crazy.
It absolutely is. Boy, did they ever pull something off on Wednesday night. The biggest comeback victory in not only finals history, NBA playoff history. They were down 27 at half. In the third quarter, they were down 29. And they storm all the way back to win 107-106. Our old buddy, right? Clarkey, OG, Anunoby, dipping in
former Raptor champion. How about that? And he might get another one.
Boy, the Knicks are on fire. Timmy Chalamet's freaking out down there. It's just awesome to see, man. And like you said, Damergis, like the city must be absolutely on fire right now.
Well, it was devastating losing game 3, and then game 4 looked like it was over. I shut the TV off, to be honest with you. And I woke up this morning, and what did I miss? How long was I asleep? You're down 29 points, and this damn Wembanyama is driving me nuts. I want to punch him in the face. I want to take just sock him right out because he would do Jalen Brunson. It's ridiculous, and he's so freaking cocky. I wanted to take him out. I was just disgusted. I thought that's it. The Knicks gave it a good run, but it's the Knicks. They're not going to win. And to wake up to it this morning and the pandemonium that ensued, and OG's going to be the MVP, and they're going back to San Antonio. I don't want them to come back to New York. I want them to finish it out because San Antonio is too dangerous of a team. Look at all these games. They've taken big leads in all these games, and the resiliency of the Knicks to come back and win these games is unreal. And for Mike Brown to come in as they say, cut Tibbs and be the new coach, and him using his bench and rotating players and finding different ways to win. He's done a sensational job, and the Garden is rocking.
Man. I like watching Wemby, but what I don't like about him is the other night, I think it was game 2, he was trying to calm his teammates down. Like, it's okay, guys. It's okay. Just calm down. Just calm down as the game's going on. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And then he makes a bonehead pass with 10 seconds left, hits his own player in the back. He wasn't even watching, which led to the next victory. Like, you got to not only lead by talking, but by example. And boy, oh boy, like last night, I didn't see much of the game last night, but I heard he was not good, especially from the free throw line.
Well, he's a young kid. He learns. I mean, Jordan didn't win right away. Yeah. And look, he got knocked around by the Detroit Pistons for a couple of years, and he had to get more physical. And it took Jordan time to win. He didn't win just overnight, so it's going to take time. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Knicks got to do it, because if they don't do it now, they're never going to do it, because they're going to have to deal with this guy in the years to come. The NBA is going to have to deal with him. I'm wondering if the Knicks at all, because of his play, look back at tapes and how people attacked Olajuwon or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the past, Shaquille O'Neal, a different kind of setter, maybe going back to Wilt Chamberlain, because the NBA has gotten away from that big man in the middle and ways to attack him. And he's really dominated the ball, and he took away the angles, the shots, and he really affected Jalen Brunson in the first 3 games.
It's been so physical too. It's been crazy physical.
Yeah. It's been surprisingly physical, and I think Jalen Brunson took the brunt of it, literally, with getting bounced around, and they changed up the guards a little bit, so that helped them a lot to kind of free him up, because I don't think Brunson's the fastest guy at all. He's got a thick trunk and everything. But he has that quickness and everything. But it seemed at times he was losing his legs, and particularly game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you talk about a thrilling series, like it's had a little bit of everything. I mean, I'm sure Spurs fans wouldn't agree with that, but I mean, just from a neutral point of view, like last night in particular, it was just absolutely insane. And, you feel for fan bases that are so passionate like that haven't seen somebody win in a long time. Me with Clarkey, I'd love to see the Leafs get one for them. And you kind of have the same feeling for the Knicks. People felt that same way about the Cubs, and not you, Damergis, but some of us felt the same way about the Red Sox. Like when someone doesn't win I know you didn't feel that way, but you'd like to see it be 1,000 years. But like, there's something special about watching something that hasn't happened in a long time. And it's been really, really interesting to see. But, you talk about this series being physical. Speaking of physical, now let's switch over to baseball. This is what we
had one more basketball question.
Please, okay, let's flip
one
it back.
More. If there is game 6,
basketball.
If there is a game, it would be game 6 back in New York, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will they let the president in?
I hope not. I hope not.
He needs to just let the Knicks fans have this.
It's the only game they lost was the one he was at.
Listen, as you see over my shoulder, there's a book of the USFL in the back there. Donald Trump ran my favorite league, the USFL, and my favorite team, the New Jersey Generals, with Doug Flutie, Herschel Walker. They were going into the 1986 season, and they were going to have Herschel Walker as a running back, and Jim Kelly was going to be the quarterback, and that never happened.
Crazy.
Wow. Never happened.
Okay, baseball. Let's go.
Baseball. You talk about physical. I want your thoughts here, because like the Yankees are still cruising along here. I wouldn't say they're comfortable at the top of the division, with the Rays having just another. God, are they ever annoying? The Rays, just when you think they're going to be terrible,
they won't. Please. Yeah,
they won't go away.
Yeah,
And also something not going away are the physical concerns with this gentleman right here, the judge, Aaron Judge. How concerned are you over the next, well, they say 4 to 6 weeks before he's evaluated again? How concerning is this that this could put a major rut in your season, Damergis?
Aaron Judge has carried this team since he came on board back in 2017. The Yankees are a 500 team without him. With him, they're going to win their 95 games, make the playoffs, see what happens. Without him, they're a 500 team. But I think they have more oomph than they've had in years past. Ben Rice has shown he can play. They have Bellinger. They got Jazz Chisholm. But they're going to have to get stuff from Anthony Volpe. McMahon's going to have to start adding a little more. He's been playing a little bit better. And they have this abyss at catcher with Austin Wells, who's out with like cervical kind of headaches. How much longer are you going to go with guys? How much more of Anthony Volpe do we have to see that he can't play? Are we going to keep going along like we did with Aaron Hicks, Gary Sanchez, Miguel Andujar, Gleyber Torres for all those years? At some point, you got to pull the plug on the catching position and the shortstop position and get yourself a third baseman. But I think they're better prepared than they have been in years past. When they had Rizzo at first base, he suffered from COVID, and they had the concussion issue that went undiagnosed. You got to love Ben Rice. Goldschmidt brings a little something, and of course you got Bellinger. So, and we got to see what the new kid has. Spencer Jones here, the big lefty bat. I mean, the first thing I thought of when I heard Spencer Jones, Spider Jones, my old buddy there from the Fan 590. So we'll see what he brings to the table, but I think they're better prepared than years past as far as their offense.
And one thing that's happened on the positive on the other end of the spectrum for them is they certainly got a big boost to their pitching with the return of Garrett Cole. Now, I call Garrett Cole Spider-Man, kind of, facetiously. I call him Spider-Man because he was always up on the spider tack. And tack or not, he's still throwing the ball well. There he is in his return, throwing 6 scoreless innings like he never missed a year with Tommy John. Like, this guy, he is just a special pitcher. And if he can win a World Series with this team, Damergis, like, he's going to put himself among some real Yankees greats on the mound.
He is, and the World Series is missing, as it is missing with Aaron Judge being a Yankee anyway. Cole, of course, winning it with the Astros. He didn't look too smooth his last outing. He looked like he struggled a little bit, but he is going to pitch his heart out. He loves being a Yankee. He loves getting the ball. The Yankees do have pitching depth. That's one thing that they do have. But are they a World Series team? I don't know. Like I said, I'm concerned about the catching situation. You can't have guys batting 150. But Volpe the other night was batting 190 going to the game. McMahon's batting 210. Grisham, the center fielder, another guy batting 220. He'll hit you some home runs there, but I'm not sold as this team has enough depth, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup here.
You talk about a World Series team, though, and the American League this year is just it's really dreadful. Like there's no one really running away with it. You got Tampa and you got New York at the top, really 1-2, even though the Yankees are in a wild card spot. But boy, oh boy, after that, it's wide open. The Blue Jays are playing terribly, 3 games below 500, but still in it. They're only a game out of the wild card. Like, it is a crazy, crazy American League right now. Anyone can go. So time will tell what's going on with it. Getting back there and Judge. So do you think the time off now may help him later on?
I mean, who knows? Thank God it wasn't that thoracic injury they're talking about, which we would have missed better part of a year. At some point, the Yankees have to determine that Judge has to be the everyday DH. And that just I can't have this. Yankee fans can't have this guy banging into walls, diving all over the place. He's in his mid-30s almost. And he can't be. They got to protect the investment, and he's got to be a full-time DH when possible. They've got to do that.
You think it's him that doesn't want to?
I think they've got Stanton right now, and I think he doesn't want to. I think he likes being a ball player. A lot of players that can still play the field. And I remember with Reggie. Reggie said he used to feel out of the game when he was DHing. He didn't feel like he was in the game. And I think you got to come to a point at a certain age, maybe late 30s, that, I can't play the field the way I used to play the field. But I think players mentally get out of the game when they're playing the DH role. And speaking of mental, I think the Blue Jays are having a hangover from the World Series.
There's still lots of time.
Well, yeah, there's still lots of time, but I mean, we're running out of time on that phrase. Like, we get to the end of June and they're 4 or 5 games under 500. Like, this is not great.
Just get there, but you just got to get there.
Just get there for sure. And I mean, they're starting to get a little healthier. Clarkey might be coming back soon here. And hey, they found
returned last night.
Yep, they found some guys here. How about this Pinongo kid? How about Valenzuela? Like, Heineman's time is over now. Like, once Kirk gets activated, he's gone. Like, this Valenzuela kid is first career walk-off the other night. Like, he's playing. I'm curious because I asked you this at the end of the season, really when the Jays, I think we talked to you right in the middle of the Jays-Yankees series in the playoffs last year, Demergis.
That turned the whole season around. They took care of the Yankees. Listen, if the Jays sweep the Yankees, it's a whole new season for them. They get back right in it.
Yes, and I'm curious though, because I asked you about this guy then. You were pretty out on him, and I think the market is too. But like, how are you feeling right now, given everything that's been thrown at the Yankees about Aaron Boone and the whole managerial situation? Like, how are you feeling?
He's safe. He's
got to be safe if he didn't lose his job last year.
Yeah.
Do you want him to be safe? It's like, what's your feeling toward him right now?
I'd rather see Cashman go than Boone go.
Really? Okay.
I've had enough of Cashman. I've had enough. I like I said, how long do they have to go with not realizing that Anthony Volpe is not an everyday shortstop? How long are they going to know that Austin Wells cannot hit above 200? He goes too long with these players. I'll give Cashman credit. I'll give him credit. He does find these middle relievers that are able to hold the fort. He does do a good job with that. And he's doing a better job recently with young players coming up. We'll see what Spencer Jones brings us. I can't stop saying that.
Spencer Jones.
But holding on to these players for so long, it's make deals. This is the Yankees, for crying out. Make a move, please. We're not the Tampa. I mean, I was down in Tampa in April, and they're beating the Yankees, and I didn't know who any of the Rays players were. Nobody. And the Yankees are walking around with a $300 million payroll.
So
I think the Rays are starting to.
Well, we'll see. We keep saying that, and the Rays find sneaky ways. Like, they're a well-managed team, man. Like, talk about Kevin Cash, like, being safe. Like, I think he might be able to be the manager there for the rest of his life. Like, it's unbelievable what they seem to do, and they just people. GMs in baseball. It's kind of like the way you feel about the Boston Bruins, Clarkey. Like, teams in baseball, when they hire new GMs, should tell their GMs, don't make trades with Tampa, because they absolutely gaslight people with the trades they make, man. It's just unbelievable. And their scouting staff, I mean, they got to be doing something. There's some voodoo going on down there, the way they're able to just continue to find guys. It's bonkers. I'm curious, Damerge, as we head into a very big weekend, we're talking to you the day before this big 3-game set between the Jays and Yankees down at the Dome. I'm very curious what your thoughts are on this. If this gentleman right here was earning $500 million and playing for the Yankees right now,
be all over his ass.
What sort of treatment would he be getting down there in Hell's Kitchen?
Boo! You suck. Give back the money. You're a bum.
I'm
look at his stats. When Clarkey, you told me his stats, I hadn't realized he's been in abyss this year. What the hell's going on?
He keeps telling us he'll be fine. He's just going to get hot and he'll be fine. You know what? It's time, Mr. Millionaire, multi-millionaire. Let's go.
4th of July is coming up. I know it's not a big thing in Canada, but it's a big thing here.
July 1st, Canada Day. Yes.
Yeah, come on.
That's a big deal. That is a big deal. But no, he's just been like, Demerge, if you watch this guy, he is out of sorts every at bat. And okay. John Schneider. This guy's struggling big time. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with Vladdy? Let's put him in the leadoff spot. Like, I don't understand that. Maybe take a little pressure off him instead of putting more on him, because it's not working. Put him down to 7th.
Well, you know what, Clarkey? They went to the World Series last year within one pitch of basically winning the World Series. Am I right? Right. Now there's pressure.
Yeah.
Now there's pressure. It's
Yeah.
a different ball game.
Yep.
When you play with pressure.
But he was so good with the pressure last year against the Yankees and against the Dodgers. This guy stepped up and was unbelievable.
They had nothing to lose, though. If they lose to the Yankees, you lost to the Yankees.
You
know what I'm saying? Now
the Yankees lose.
You know, now there's expectation that they'll is to win. It's a different ball game when you're expected to win. It's totally different.
Well, Damergis, it's a different ball game when you're making $500 million for the next 14 years here. Like
it should be.
Our buddy Adnan Verk was on with us a couple weeks ago there, and he was kind of doing the whole thing too, Clarkey. It's like, God, he's a good hitter. It's like, we don't need a good hitter for $500 million. We need a superhero like he showed in the playoffs, because look, he's hitting up around 300 and stuff. We could just pay Luis Arias $10 million and have him hit 300 and ground out a bunch of singles.
Is that the biggest contract in Canadian sports history?
Yeah, I can't even think anything that's close to it.
Think it's
anybody on the Raptors? I know it's not hockey anymore.
No, it's
right
for
now.
sure the biggest contract.
But and you talk about Judge, how the Yankees are a 500 team when Judge isn't performing. Well, the Jays are 3 games under 500. They were at 500. Same thing. This guy's got to play if they're going to win.
If he had 15 home runs and even like I would trade
3.
I know he's got 3 home runs. I would trade some of his average. What's he hitting? 298 right now? Like, put him at 260 and give me 15 home runs.
I think
that would be a more effective hitter for this team. A more effective hitter for this team. I'm floored by what this guy is putting. And like Damergis, like you saw this guy torch your boys in the playoffs last year.
They were. No. I mean, he's like George Brett used to be the Yankees in the 70s and 80s. Used to just whip us like a dead horse.
Let's see if he picks it up this weekend. Let's see if he comes out this weekend.
Do you think the loss of Bichette has anything to do with anything?
No, I don't. Jimenez is playing great. He's better defensively. I don't think so. I really don't.
Yeah, they've got some guys that are hitting the ball really well. Like Jesus Sanchez has picked it up again recently.
Ernie
Piñongo and Clement's been, after a bit of a slow start, Clement's their most reliable hitter, right? Every time Clement steps up to the plate, Clarkey, I'm like, here comes a hit. And if there's somebody on second, there's a run. When Vlad steps up, I'm like, he's going to doink this off the dirt right into the shortstop's glove. And
or swing at a slider 3 feet outside and then challenge
sliders. The Yankees pitchers should just throw nothing but sliders and change-ups low and away. Because he'll swing at it.
I'll get on the phone and text Aaron Boone that right now.
I know Booney's in your Rolodex, brother. Get him in there. That's right. I got to ask you one last thing, Damergis, because, you talk about some of the holes in the Yankees lineup. And I mean, you feel for the kid, like Anthony Volpe, like of course he wishes he's playing better, but it's starting to get to a point where if this team wants to be a serious contender, they can't have what he's offering out at short, especially at short. Is there anybody that sticks out around the league? Because trade talk's going to heat up here. Like, we're a little less than 2 months away from the trade deadline. Are there any players in particular that you're, focusing on going, that guy would be great to go get?
I mean, I haven't heard anything that they're looking at. They treat him with kid gloves, Volpe. They don't want to totally destroy him. And with so many teams in the playoff race, it's hard to determine who's willing to let what go. So I think if he continues at the rate, they're going to go with Caballero at short, and Volpe is going to be the filling guy, and they have no choice. They've given him year after year after year, and they thought maybe with his shoulder was hurt last year, and he come back strong this year. He hasn't improved. He's hitting 190, and he's been an abyss at the plate. I mean, the last big hit he got, I think, was a grand slam in the World Series a couple of years ago. And since then, it's been all downhill. It's all downhill. Again, the Yankees need to improve their shortstop and catching situation somehow, some way. By the way, how does Canada feel about having the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup?
Oh, I'm sure everyone's really, really excited. No, it's not gone over well here. No. But there's some guys that are easy.
We're used to it.
Like Jordan Staal, Pride of Thunder Bay, like he's having a great Stanley Cup final. Like that's what you have to do, Damerge, as a Canadian. And I don't cheer for a Canadian team, right, but you got to just find little storylines to attach to. That's as good as it gets for guys like
you know, in 2002 when I was working up there, and I actually was working with the team. Actually, Chris, I had left the fan.
Yeah,
and I remember interviewing one of the Stahls for the World Cup Juniors, and it must be the nephew or the son of the current Stahl. I don't know.
That probably would have been Eric Stahl, the older brother.
Yeah. Okay. That it? Okay. That's it. It would have been 2002.
Nice.
There you go. Big guy, big player, Stanley Cup winner. How about that? And that was
25 years ago
with the Hurricane.
And how wild would it be that, now Eric wasn't captain when the Hurricanes won their lone Stanley Cup. Rod Brindamore, the coach, was, but he captained the Canes for a long time. And how strange would it be for his younger brother Jordan to potentially captain them now to a Stanley Cup with the series tied at 2? That'd be a heck of a story, man. Demerge, maybe you guys, Brian Cashman, I know you could call him too. Give him a ring and tell him to call up the LA Angels and go get Zach Neto. They're not going anywhere. Zach Neto would really improve your shortstop.
Well, I'd like to get Mike Trout too, put him in center field alongside Aaron Judge.
Jeez, sure.
But I mean, this could be 2000, the early 2000s. So they got Giambi and they got Teixeira and they got Kevin Brown and they got A-Rod. And how many World Series they win with that team? One World Series.
Hey, one's better than none, brother.
It's not
right.
Let me tell you something. The glory days, and Clarkey remembers it during the 90s. Mm-hmm. The Yankees team in the 90s was just something special, and it goes to show you how hard it is to repeat. And greatness is elusive.
It does. Absolutely.
It's elusive. So
it sure is, brother. Well, as much as I don't want to say this because we want the Jays to get going,
don't wish them luck. Don't.
We hope that some good things for your Yankee. Now, I can't even say.
No, next week.
I hope
nothing
good for the Yankees. Yeah. But good. We like you, so good luck, I guess.
Thank you. I appreciate it. In my lifetime, I've experienced 7 World Championships, so I've had my fill.
You're okay. Yeah, that's good, brother. We appreciate how humble you are about it too. It's really good.
And by the way, I'm waiting for the Knicks are gonna light up the cigar.
You're not.
Gonna light up the cigar the next week.
I thought you didn't like the franchise.
I don't.
Well, then you can't smoke a cigar.
He's caught the fever.
He sent me, you know what? And the reason I asked if you were out last night is today on my feed on my phone. Look at this. He sends me all these videos of fans last night. Well, I'm like, were you down there?
No, I figured you could use it during the show talking about the insanity of New York.
I'm not showing any New York fans. I like when they're
That's
crying.
Awesome, brother. Well, Demerge, thanks so much for doing this, buddy. And we'll see how this Yankees Jays series, tilts things one way or the other for these franchises, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Peace out.
Jays sweep.
There he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Damergis, madsports.com. And of course,
the
Bronx
get it going, man.
Is burning.
That
would be ideal, wouldn't it?
And they're making some weird moves, like sending Adam Mako down. I don't understand it. He had some options to go back down. I get that part of it. They have one lefty in the pen now, Flu Hardy. He's the only lefty they have. And Jeff Hoffman continues to struggle. Like, DFA this guy. Just go.
They might be. We talked
about Adam Mako should be on
the
this
show,
team
buddy.
Right now. He's a way better pitcher than Jeff Hoffman is. Way, way better. And you got Jimmy Garcia coming back maybe soon.
Jimmy's, he's
so
throwing.
There's a lot of guys who are coming back from injuries right now. But Adam Mako, the Canadian kid, should be on this team. He had a 1.3 ERA, I think, a 108 whip. He should be on the team, 15 Ks and 15 innings or 12 and 12, whatever it is. But I didn't understand that.
Good.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
It's typical baseball. It's an options thing.
I know. I get that part, but you have a crappy pitcher that shouldn't be. He only pitches when they're down 7 runs.
I understand, dude. Really quick before we change, because you talk about like a lot of noise being made in baseball. Before we talk about a lot of noise being made over on the hockey side, and we're not talking about the Stanley Cup final, we're going to talk about something that's dominated the headlines to the NHL's annoyance ahead of the Stanley Cup final. But before we do that, really quick, like I said at the top of the show, RBC Canadian Open right now.
Yes.
We have to show our
Yes.
picks. Doigie, Clarkey, and I, we made our picks. Okay, we did it off air. We did it on Wednesday
Before the
night.
tournament. That's right.
And before the tournament, here
Look
we
at
go.
that graphic.
Doigie.
Do you like that?
Clarkey, really
I
good
spent
stuff
all
here.
day doing this.
Really good, man. It's a talented guy. Producer extraordinaire, okay? Doigie rolling with Tommy Fleetwood having a good opening round. Justin Rose, bit of a challenge. Koepka heating up toward the end of his round. And
He's
Eric
in the
Cole,
first place. Cole's in
Yeah.
first, tied for first. DeGala's tied for first. I think Burns is tied for first. We all have a guy tied for first.
Everybody's in there, dude. I mean, at one point today, there were 114 players within at least 6 shots of the lead. Incredibly bunched up first round. I'm rolling with Windy Wyndham Clark, Shane Lowry, my boy, Sahith Theegala, great opening round, Colin Morikawa. You have both Fitzpatricks. You have the Skechers brothers.
I like
Alex had a tough day.
He did not.
He
finished
had a
2
tough
under,
day.
dude.
He started off really in the weeds. Yellamara,
He had a double.
Yellamara,
he started. Let me just clarify.
Okay,
He
and then you got
with the
Burns.
birdie.
Yeah,
and then he had a double, but he didn't have any other bogeys the rest of the round. He finished 2 under. I'm happy with 2 under. He's only 4 off the lead.
Give it 2 under. It's fine.
He's better. He had a better first round than a couple of other guys in the pool like Colin Morikawa and Justin Rose. So
Colin Morikawa had a he's
still hurting.
Mercurial. Yeah, and you commend him, but his talent is so great, especially on a course like this where iron play is so important. I couldn't look away from him. He was my last pick, but man, it's a really, really entertaining opening round. Okay, let's talk.
I have Yellow Mirage, who I'm excited for.
Yellow Mirage, Canadian content,
Canadian, and he plays at TPC Toronto all the time. It's his home course. He is going to be a force this weekend. You watch.
I think
even though Doigie sort of ridiculed me after the pick on text, and I'm going to save that.
No, he didn't ridicule that pick. He was ridiculing the second Skechers brother. It wasn't.
He's been playing well. I don't know what he's been watching. Alex Skechers has been playing well. Let's just see how it plays out. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays. We're not going to argue about our picks.
Not yet.
Speaking of arguing, how about this? The rumors are flying after I guess not being able to get Bruce Cassidy. The Edmonton Oilers are doing their due diligence, Clarkey. We love that term here.
Well, sounds like they've done theirs. Now the league is doing theirs.
On potentially hiring Mike Babcock to coach Edmonton. And you'll remember, there he is in his last post when he was, he resigned from
before
the
Columbus Blue
Jackets before he even got started there in 2023. And keep in mind, that hiring was a couple years after he went away for a little bit after all the noise from Toronto with the Mitch Marner list scandal and all that stuff. He disappears for a bit. He was on like NHL Network for a little bit and was kind of a piece of cardboard there. Not analyst work is not in Mike's future. But then 2023 rolls around and he pops up. The Columbus Blue Jackets have hired Mike Babcock, and like 2 weeks into camp, he's forced to resign basically because this scandal comes out about him looking into players' phones, and kind of some of the young players were a little intimidated by it and didn't like it. And he ends up resigning. So there ended up being no investigation into the goofy stuff that was going on. No investigation because he just resigned and he disappeared. Well, now it comes out, Darren Dreger busts this wide open saying Edmonton's doing their due diligence, talking to this guy, and they asked the NHLPA. Now, this was on Tuesday this week. They asked the NHLPA, would they have any issue with Mike Babcock being hired? And the PA said, if you're going to do this, we want an investigation to take place, which again, never happened back in 2023.
Which is strange, dude.
It's strange. So Frank Saravalli tweets out, if the Oilers, and our viewers can see the tweet here, if the Oilers elect to continue down the path with Mike Babcock, sources say the Players Association is in receipt of, quote, significant additional claims from their own investigation with players that were not publicly reported in 2023, meaning they've got other stuff on top of Mike looking at guys' phones and putting them on the big screen. Frank continues in the tweet, these claims were presented to the NHL prior to his resignation. So the league is aware of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then more comes out that furthermore, this is Frank again, sources indicate that asking players to see photos is not, capitalized not, what ultimately resulted in his resignation. It was the subsequent unknown allegation reported that cost him his job. Now, Clarkey, we'll get to Mike Commodore's quote in a second here. When you heard this, what was your first reaction? Because I fell back in my chair.
Yeah, about the same. I laughed, and I said only Edmonton would probably try this. But I don't understand from what the league is doing. Like, Edmonton can do what they want. But I think it's unfair from the Oilers' perspective that this investigation now is kicking in. This happened 3 years ago. Why didn't the investigation and get put on the table? Okay, we've investigated. This guy's not able to coach in the league for can they now come out and suspend him? Well, he should have been then suspended in 2023, right? So now Mike Babcock's going to sue the league because he should have been suspended in 23 and then eligible to play or coach now. So I don't get it from the league perspective why they didn't do an investigation at that time. They said that they were going to wait until a team wants to hire him before they do an investigation, which to me is ridiculous. Absolutely Mickey Mouse, Gary Bettman-ish NHL.
So I would wonder if it has something to do with something in the CBA. And keep in mind, like, the Players Association has some power here in terms of like representing the players and their best interests.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume this is some sort of due process thing where it's like, okay, well, if he just goes away, there's no need for us to waste time and resources investigating the full thing. That's what I would assume. And I bet you that the league and the word is from Darren Dreger, Chris Johnson, Elliot Friedman, everybody, that the league is like super, super annoyed.
Well, of course. What's going on right now? There's a finals going on right now.
Taking air away from an unbelievably entertaining Stanley Cup final. Like, set your feelings aside for either team and some complicated stuff going on, obviously. Yeah. But the games have been incredibly entertaining, and the league allegedly is super pissed off that this is going on.
They should be.
And listen, the guys on Overdrive are talking about it and just like, look, like, he didn't do anything illegal or something. I understand that. It's just that I don't know what kind of message this necessarily sends to have a guy that has this type of reputation. And I had somebody say to me, oh, well, everybody hated Scotty Bowman too. I'm like, yeah, but that was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. This is 2026. Like, mental health is a big thing. It's June. It's Men's Mental Health Month. Big month, that I care about a lot. This guy, like, faked being a mental health advocate. Remember, he was doing the Bell Let's Talk commercials. And like this guy he's a fraud.
Well,
and he's a bad guy, man. And for hockey people to say someone's a bad guy, like, that's
bring the quote in now.
That's extreme. So Mike Commodore, who if you pay any
doesn't
attention
like Mike,
to hockey,
does he? He doesn't like
really, really hates Mike Babcock. Like, maybe more so than anybody.
Yeah.
And this was a quote given to Jason Greger, who, of course, beat reporter, does great work out there in Edmonton. They reached out to Mike, who's been very outspoken. Here is Mike Commodore's direct quote. I don't want to hear another word from the NHL, the PA, or the Oilers about how mental health is important to us. I'm sorry, but this guy gets off on warfare on his players. I've never denied he knows the game of hockey from a technical standpoint, but he is a bully. That is who he is. To say I'm disappointed would be putting it lightly. That was Mike Commodore's quote to Jason Greger.
And he's not only a bully to players, to staff, to security guards, to ushers. I've heard it all.
Janitorial staff at the Joe. Like, there's a lot of famous stories from Detroit of him belittling and being extremely rude to arena staff. Like, this guy walks around, and yes, I want to just get this out of the way right now. He's an incredibly skilled tactician. He's a very good coach. He's not a good person. Okay, like you talk to people, and like we both know some people involved in the league.
Yeah.
No one has a good thing to say about this guy. Okay, that I
Zach
talk
Hyman.
to. Okay, great, Zach Hyman. Look,
well, this is where it's all coming from in my mind.
The leadership core in Edmonton, they've approved this. The word is they want him. He's their guy. I get it. Bob
Doesn't it reek
Stauffer
of
went on radio.
desperation, though? Really?
Yeah, it does, because especially in this case, because it's like you could go out and get other coaches that are good players, coaches that will empower these guys. Look, I know that they didn't end up winning, but like Chris Knobloch walked in with no NHL experience,
and they went to the finals twice. Twice.
No experience. And now they're like, well, now we need a guy that's won a cup. Let's keep in mind here too that Mike Babcock won one Stanley Cup, and no one can take that away from him. His name's on there. Yeah. He won one Stanley Cup and then went to the final the next year, and Sid won his first. He won one Stanley Cup with one of the most loaded and talented rosters I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. Like that Detroit team should have won 3. Chicago, instead it was Chicago, LA with a couple, Pittsburgh with 3. That Detroit team should have had 2 or 3. Bare min too. And I want to also let everybody know for how great a coach this guy is. He won 1 round of Stanley Cup playoff hockey as a coach. Count them, 1, without Nick Lidstrom on his back end. And I know what the rebuttal would be. Well, yeah, every coach needs good players. I'm just saying, for how great of a tactician this guy allegedly is, couldn't get it done without the best of the best. Some would say Nicky Lidstrom's the best defenseman of all time. Yeah. Okay? And speaking of best defenseman of all time, how about Chris Chelios? This is all getting re-dredged up again. If you're not familiar with what Mike Babcock did to Johan Franzen, we don't even have the time to cover it on the show. Go look that up. That poor guy was incinerated and had a mental breakdown dealing with concussions. Chris Chelios said it's the worst thing he's ever seen in the game. Chelios, who, by the way, when the Red Wings played in the Winter Classic in Chicago, Chelios' hometown, he benched him. When Jason Spezza flew his family out for, I believe it was the home opener of the season with the Leafs, when they signed Spezza, Spezza flew his sick father out and he benched him. Mike Modano, Michigan native, some would still say the greatest U.S. hockey player of all time, signs with his hometown Detroit Red Wings, and with 6 games left in the regular season, Mike Modano was sitting on 1,499 career games, and Babcock sat him for all 6 games so that he didn't end his career with 1,500 games played. And I know what his stance probably is, Clarkey. I'm sorry, I'm ranting now. Oh, no one's bigger than the team. Nobody's bigger than the team. 1,500. Some guys deserve respect. You couldn't put Mike Modano in as your 4th line center for one of those 6 games. Of course. Mike Modano. Yeah. This guy's a bad guy. I heard a story once where there was a minor league player that got called up and they were playing in Detroit. It was their first career game. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody with the Ducks, who he also coached, by the way. And Mike Modano walked out into the hallway, and the kid's standing there. He's like 23, first NHL game. He's taping his sticks. And Mike Modano goes, pretty cool to be in the NHL, eh? And the kid's like, it's amazing. Like, what a dream come true. And Babcock said to this kid, well, enjoy it tonight because you'll never play another game in this league again. Why would you do that? Bad guy, Clarkey. Go ahead.
There's no doubt. But again, the NHL is its own worst enemy here. They don't want this going on during the playoffs. And you could have solved it 3 years ago by doing an investigation. Like really, I
agree with you.
Like, how the heck, how hard would it have been to do an investigation back in 2023 after he was let go? A week? 2 weeks?
Well, we'll figure it out.
And make a ruling saying, yes, this guy was a bad guy. He didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything against CBA. He's not going to be suspended. And we're moving forward if anyone wants to hire him. But to do it now, and it's their own fault for having this happen now because teams need to hire coaches, and the NHL just screwed themselves on this one, if you ask me.
Now, after everything we've discussed, I'm having trouble combating your stance on that. Like I agree. Like, because
what happened with Joel Quenneville and that was taken care of right away.
Now that was,
I know it's different. I know it's different. He was sweeping stuff under the, but what I'm saying is it was dealt right away.
I understand
he was suspended.
Yeah.
And then they said he's suspended indefinitely. And when, but this seems like the investigation is just starting, which is ridiculous.
Well, and it's underway. The investigation is occurring. And again,
but just now,
we're almost done the show.
It's just now. Anyway.
Yeah, we're almost done the show. And like,
man, we should do an hour and a half.
I don't think that we're going to see any other updates. So pardon us if, you watch this and something has broken that we didn't talk about, but this is as far as we know so far. But what I want to know, and we will find it out, because you got the best people in the business digging in on this. What I want to know is, what is this other serious infraction he committed beyond making guys show him their phones?
Yeah.
That was the basis for him resigning. Because again, as Frank Saravelli said, I'll bring up the tweet again. As Frank Saravelli said, it's this unknown allegation that was reported that caused him to walk away, not the phone thing. What the hell else did he do?
Well, I'm sure it'll come out. I'm sure
it will come out. It will.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, like, because again, like, to the Overdrive guy's point, I agree. Like, it's not like this guy did anything like blatantly illegal, like against the law or something. Just, you would say he operates against the code of the game, which isn't illegal. But
let's I want to talk about the Leafs coaching situation before we go.
Do it quick. We got a couple minutes here.
I'm excited. Joe Pavelski actually excites me, to be honest with you. Everything I hear about this guy is very positive. Has he coached
student of the game?
No. Student of the game, extremely smart. I'm excited about it. But then tonight on Overdrive, I slumped in my chair because Darren Dreger announced that Dallas Eakins is among the finalists for the Leaf coaching job. Dallas Eakins, interesting. I think in the history, he could be one of the worst coaches in NHL history. This guy's done nothing. And
interesting name to crop up.
I'm afraid.
We said the same thing when they hired Chayka, though. Like,
I know, but like the chief of coaching, which I think they're going to call it. I don't think Dallas Eakins is the guy. At all. I
understand
I really hope not. Your
hesitancy.
He was with the Marlies for a long time too. Went to Edmonton, but did nothing. Pavelski I like, and I still think Cassidy's in their sights too, but they can't get to him until after the finals.
Here's what I'll say quickly about the Pavelski thing for people, because I even had friends of mine that are Leaf fans going like, what do you think of this? I don't know why they value my opinion. I don't coach. I don't, but what I'll say is, like, and I'm not saying it'll work out exactly the same way. People said the exact same thing when Montreal hired Marty St. Louis.
I know.
Like, zero coaching experience. All-time great player.
Yeah.
Pavelski's an all-time great U.S. hockey player, like an extremely accomplished, well-liked player. You never hear anybody say a bad thing about Joe Pavelski, unlike Mike Babcock. It's not as far-fetched an idea as some people are painting it.
No, I totally agree. And as I said, I'm kind of excited about it. I think
he could really relate to the players.
Yeah.
Like,
and only a minute or so left here. What's going on with all these players too requesting trades? Dylan Larkin, that came out of nowhere to me. Darnell Nurse. Well, Darnell Nurse, I'm sure if Edmonton could trade him, they would.
I think that's a mutual wish.
Yeah, but Dylan Larkin, that's a shot to Stevie Y and the Detroit Red Wings.
Steve Yzerman is got to be awful careful if he hasn't already. I know for some Detroit fans, he already has kind of tarnished his legacy a little bit, which I ultimately don't agree with. He's Stevie Y, but as an executive, like he's got to be awful careful here because this Yzer plan, it has not worked, man. So I don't know. This is a big plate of what for Stevie to.
Lots going on though. The draft's coming up. There's coaches, so many teams. Mike Milbury, thank you.
There's some tournament. There's some tournament going on too. Peter Laviolette.
You're laughing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike
Yes.
Milbury.
I knew
Jesus.
That's
a good place to end the show.
that from the back of the head.
That's a good place to end the show.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for
Thank
watching.
you for Peter Laviolette going to.
Thanks to our buddy Grant Spada. Please donate to Spada Strong, his great new pediatric cancer fundraiser. If you can, it's available on the Guelph Storm website. Thanks to our buddy Mike Damergis. Thank you for watching on YouTube, listening on all your favorite podcast apps, watching on Rogers TV, and following us on social media at Instigating Pod. We will be back next week.
We will. I'm going to go get my
more
Skechers
instigating.
on. I got
Let's
2 of them
do
to
it.
wear. I got 2 to wear.
Let's do it.